up, guys? How you doing? Back here with another video on the EVO. So we actually got the block back in today. I went to go pick it up about an hour ago. Actually show you how it looks like right now. So they bored the cylinder walls to 86.5. I didn't want to go any more than that. And then I also had to get the crankshaft re-grinded. The bearings aren't here yet, but we'll... So I have everything laid out here on the table. So we have right here the connecting rods, pistons, now the rings in this box. The rings are in this box, and they gapped it at 0.017 is what the ring gap was for mine. So in here are just the little components that go inside back into the blocks that we got to put back later. Okay. So these are directional pistons, so you gotta make sure you put them on right. And here we have the Manley H-Toe series. So these are non-directional, so they said that you can install these however way you want to. Just make sure not to mix the caps up. Right here we have the wire locks. These are pretty straightforward to install. So I'm gonna have these ones facing out. This way, because this is your front. Alright.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Come on. Come on.
I just walked in here. I didn't know it either.
What are you doing? Okay, so to install these, I'm just gonna, dab it with some oil. I'm using synthetic oil. I know people like to use conventional for installations and pre-lubes, but I'm doing it my way. So I'm just gonna oil it up. Same thing with this. Just oiling up where it's going to connect to. This, I'll worry about this later. And then also around right here. So this is going to be piston number 1. So there's 2 indicators on here that tell you what direction it's going to face. If it'll focus. So it has the arrow pointing that way, and then it has a dimple right here. So it should just slide right in. It should just slide right in, and you shouldn't have to force it in. Make sure you can move it side to side too. So once that's done, you can grab a spiral lock and then lock it in. Okay, so we need to get this wire lock in. It's a little complicated, but we're going to try to do this with our fingers. So we got the first one in. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. We're just gonna push it down with the screwdriver now. I'm not gonna use too much force. There you go. Snaps right in. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I got 3 in. Another thing that I have to notice, or that you have to notice when you build your own engine if you want to, you have to make sure that these locks are in all the way. So I finished assembling the connecting rod to the wrist pin. Alright, and I actually ended up putting the rings on. It's pretty simple. However, they have a specific way you putting it on. Apparently the first groove is supposed to go up top of this one. Have no idea why. Second one has to face the other way, the opposite direction. And then the gap for this middle oil ring has to sit in the middle. And then this one on the left side, the gap right there. And then basically the opposite direction for the top one. Gotta pull up what I'm talking about. So basically this is what I'm talking about. Shows you where the gaps are supposed to go. So this is the second ring because it has a groove right here on the very edge. And this is your top piston ring. So this goes on top. So these were pretty easy to put on without a ring expander. Some people like to use that, but I don't have one, so I'm not using one. Basically this faces this way. So there's a gap right here. It's gonna face. And then this oil ring gap right here is gonna face forward. This top oil gap, or the gap on this top one, is gonna face opposite of it. So that's for number one. I didn't even put the other ones on. Okay. So this one has a groove. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a groove right here. And that has to go facing down on the second row. But this one has to face, the groove on this one has to face this way, or the gap of this one has to face out. the easiest way I found to put these on, because they are very hard to put on without that ring expander. So you pretty much just put it on this last groove, and then you just kind of push it down if it allows you to. Oh, because it's caught right here. Put in that second groove and then just ride this down. It should snap on. So then that groove is going to face, or that gap is supposed to face out. So that's for the front, and this is our number piston 1. Okay. This is the last one. This gap is gonna face forward like that. Those are the rings assembled. Connecting rods are done. The next thing I'm waiting for is rod bearings. Apparently they machined it to 0.2, or yeah, 0.2, and apparently that's something I can't get offline for rod bearings. But I did get the main bearings, and I started last night. Also didn't show that part, but I also installed it, and I checked the clearance on it, and it looks like it was actually pretty good. So I would like to do more today, but sadly I have to wait for the rod bearings to show up and see what else I need for that way, to see if I can even get the clearance, the right clearance I need on that. But yeah, they don't really make oversized bearings for that, but apparently the guy from the machine shop said he was able to find it, so we'll see how that goes. And then yeah, after that we'll be able to finally put the pistons in, if we do get the right size bearings. For the rods, we'll be able to put the pistons in. So we covered how to do the rings itself. I didn't gap them. I had them gap it just because it would be easier for me to gap for me to have them gap it. But other than that, machining and stuff like that, they took care of. So all I'm doing is double checking their work. But these people have been in business for about 20, 30 years for machine shops, so they should know what they're doing. So I actually got some bad news. We're not going to be able to finish the build. It looks like the machine shop that I took it to cut grinded off way too much on the crankshaft. So now I had to take it back and they're going to re-weld it and see if they can get me some rods that'll fit it. Rod bearings that'll fit. But it looks like I have to take everything back. So I'm going to pack everything up, take it to them, and then they're going to finish the assembly line on it as well. I tried to do most of everything I could, but things don't always work out right. So I'm gonna get ready to take it back. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm gonna call it a night. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys later.